Well, here I am. I'm practically the most senior bureaucrat looking after health in the region. What do you want from me? And I'm not going to say very much because I want there to be time for questions. But I know many of you in the audience are NHS managers of one kind or another. And I'm going to tell you a little story because you all have heard it before, so forgive me, but I'm going to tell it you again, about those 4 NHS bureaucrats called anybody, somebody, everybody and nobody. And anybody is a great manager, and anybody could see that there was a problem with alcohol and decided that everybody should do something about it. Everybody, in typical style, got together and with some friends, and everybody could see that there was problems in the A&E department on a Friday night. Everybody could see that there were problems in terms of prevention, in terms of safer drinking of alcohol. Everybody could see that it was a different kind of a problem from smoking. Because everybody could see that, well, with smoking it's black and white. You smoke one cigarette, it does you a bit of harm. You smoke a lot of cigarettes, it does you a lot of harm. But everybody could see that alcohol wasn't the same. Everybody could see that there were no decent services for people who were in trouble with their use of alcohol. Everybody could see the whole spectrum and decided somebody should do something about it. Now somebody is a fantastic NHS manager. Into delegation. Somebody listened to everybody and thought, yep, I can see all of these issues. Absolutely right what everybody says. So I'm going to delegate the job to nobody. And at the moment, nobody's got the job. And forgive me, you will have heard this story before, I am sure. Maybe in relation to, if your partner's a teacher, you'll have heard it about headmasters and deputy heads. If you're, if you work for the police, I'm sure the hierarchy of the police have got assistant chief constables called anybody, everybody, somebody, and nobody. You'll have heard it before, but I just want to emphasise the point that Steve started with, which is this: when you've got something which involves us all, and it becomes everybody's priority, everybody can see that we should do something. It's very often the case that when something's everybody's responsibility, somehow or other it becomes nobody's responsibility. And in the context when nobody is dealing with it, that's when a room like this is so welcome to people like me. Because a room like this is the people who've said, well, if they've given the job to nobody, then we're going to do something about it in the meantime. Whether that's coming from the perspective of someone who's tried to access services and found them wanting, and is now motivated to do something more about that, whether it's somebody who's working in the social enterprise context that's just been described, whether it's those of you who are actually responsible for delivering services, it is clear that we have to take the job back off nobody and deal with it ourselves. So I have 3 messages. Where's Kevin gone? Disappeared. He's gone right to the back. It's a great day for you, Kevin. It's a great new project to get going. It's a great another step. It's another piece of the jigsaw to slot into place. And what can I do? What am I doing at the moment? It's a bit trite for us really to tell you a semi-amusing story about anybody, somebody, everybody and nobody, but what am I doing? I have 2 hats. One as the kind of senior civil servant in the region, thinking about health. What I can do is, together with the Home Office, with the new Department for Children, Schools and Families, with the Department of Health, with DCLG, thinking about place. What is it like to live in Sunderland or Middlesbrough or Stockton, or for that matter up in Berwick-on-Tweed? People who are holding local authorities to account, that we all get together and agree. We've run out of time to keep saying it's somebody's job to do something about alcohol, and agree that the time has come to do more. So I can try, and I am trying, in terms of forging those alliances at the top of the office, that irrespective of what government says, and whether or not government decides to put more resources into this, to choose